Hit like the stairs under that.
Oh, just need.
It's time.
Sorry. You know, I knew it was. That's not a good.
I'm only 10 years younger, we could read the small.
I'm sorry, I left the door locked.
Definitely, I'm pretty sure it's
She'd be the top one.
Oh, it was. Oh, you can. I did.
Yeah, it came on with the. There we go.
I seen something flicker in the corner.
I need to watch the last half hour of Apollo 10 and a half. Look that up on Netflix.
We need to get Brandon out here. Whatever you did, you took off the screen.
I shut it off.
It's rebooting.
Yeah, it's good.
Because they're operated by a bunch of zombies.
I don't think it's the technology, I think it's user error.
Yeah,
No offense.
we call that an OE,
It's not the
OE, we call that an OE interface issue, operator error.
I worked in IT briefly when I was in college. The term we used was ID10T, which was basically the same.
I know, we got a network. It's not working.
Everything in the internet?
I had to reboot everything.
Yeah.
We lost power and everything, every time we lose power, everything has to be
So yesterday?
redone. I don't know.
There was a,
You guys-
there was like
A
a
glitch.
millisecond glitch yesterday, like in the middle of the day.
That's why.
It just
Because
like
of the
boom
snow.
like that, and everything, like, it didn't, stuff didn't even shut off, but it like glitched. So I don't know.
Flashed.
Yeah. That might have just,
Yeah, we don't even have the Zoom.
That's good.
All right, well, it's 7 o'clock, we'll call our meeting to order. Please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, you may be seated. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Sure. Mike Cunningham?
Here.
Kurt Schultz?
Here.
Jennifer Eden? Here. Herman Ferguson?
Here.
David Walker?
Here.
Brad Tucker?
Here.
Pam Moffett? Here.
I'm going to add agenda item number 10, recognizing the Historical Society as a 501c3. Right, it's a resolution. So we'll call it resolution to recognize Historical Society as a 501c3. And that'll be item number 10. So we don't have any other changes on our entertained motion.
So moved.
Support.
So motion is supported to approve the agenda as amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Next is approval of the consent agenda. The regular board meeting minutes from March 29th, 2022, the treasurer's report from March 31st, 2022, and the clerk's warrants and bills from April 10th, 2022.
So support.
The motion and supported to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Next, communications. We have 5 items. We have the Livingston County Sheriff's Report from March 31st, 2022, the Fire Service Report from April 12th, 2022, the Planning Commission approved meeting minutes from October 12th, 2021, November 17th, 2021, and November 30th, 2021.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to receive communications placed on file. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Next, public remarks. Anybody that has any public comments about any of the agenda items, feel free to go up to the podium and make a comment.
Jeff Cooper, President Lake Road. I was wondering if you have any updates on the Lake Urban. I know that it was going to be going to the Lake Urban Development. I know it was going to court. Is there any updates on
Right now, it's a lame duck on the water.
Good.
Nothing going on with it.
But it is, they are taking it to court. Have we been notified of any
I
type of date?
don't know that that's the case. I will know when that's the case when I receive service.
Okay.
We have not received any. He's asked us a couple of questions. We've had a FOIA request on it, and that's it. So right now, it's nothing.
Okay. That's good. I thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Agenda items, anyone? All right, being that we have none, we'll move on to new business. Now, item number 1 is from our planner. It's Carlisle Workman's proposal of services for the master plan. Once we got the ball rolling, they drafted up plan and what the fees are going to be associated for it. We've already budgeted for this. We did this. We have to do this by law. Every 5 years, we have to revisit our master plan. So with everything in their proposal, it's for $35,500. And that's visioning sessions and surveys and working with the planning commission, public hearings, working on the plan. There's a lot that goes into putting together. It takes several months to do. So hopefully, in about a year from now, we'll have a completed master plan.
So that doesn't include the regular meetings that they are attending, we're still paying them on top of it? Not before?
Yeah.
Move approval.
Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the master plan proposal from Carlisle Workman. Any further discussion?
The Argentinian ship, the general got brought out onto escorts on soon
I'm
coast.
sorry. You are out of order.
Worse now.
Yeah, if you want to watch the
But
news.
they didn't hesitate, did they?
That's funny.
It's been motioned and supported to accept the proposal for the master plan. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Moving on to new business number 2. This is the quote that we get every year for road chloride. We don't have a millage for this. We've always paid for it out of our general fund, which we will do this year. It's 22.5 cents per gallon, and the private road rate's 30 cents a gallon. And the terms are, 1% net 10 days, receipt net 30 days. I think it's pretty much what we paid last year, wasn't it? We paid 21, 22.
Yeah, the private road is up 3 cents. I think the public is the same.
Is this our off year or, on the alternate years with Tyrone Township on the border roads? Is this the off year? or the on
We
year?
are even years, so, wait, no, we're odd years.
So this is our off year?
Right.
Oh, that's the only thing I just had a question.
Yep.
So moved. Support.
Motion and supported to approve the chloride solutions rate quote. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. As you know, we talked last meeting about ARPA funds. We also talked about doing the road improvement on Runyon Lake Road from Foley to White Lake. We're going to need to transfer some ARPA funds, which can be used for roads, and that's about, between that and our sewer system, that's about all we can really use it on. So we need to transfer $455,000 of the ARPA funds for this year into the road fund to make sure that we have plenty of money to cover the road projects.
475 is what
Yeah, we're doing a total of 475, but we're transferring 455 of ARPA's and another 20,000.
From general fund?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where the ARPA money's.
And just remind me, I can't remember what the threshold is, but this keeps us under the threshold.
It was 550, I believe.
Okay, that was just, that we didn't volunteer for.
Yeah, so we still have, $95,000, and we talked about possibly a generator, don't know, I'll find out more about that tomorrow. So there's money available for that. If not, then this can be applied, next year towards roads.
So, support.
It's been motioned and supported to do the ARPA budget amendment to the general fund and the road fund. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. That brings me to item number 4, which is the agreement that we agreed with for the road commission to do Runyon Lake Road from Foley to White Lake. It's a $520,000 project with our portion not to exceed $260,000. In the event that it does go over, the road commission will eat the overage. But as we know, most of these have come in under their estimate, and we usually don't end up paying the total $260.
Support.
Well, somebody needs to make a motion
yes.
first. So moved.
Support, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm ahead of myself.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the road contract from Runyon Lake to Foley Road for $260,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Item number 5 is Aflac Disability and Life Insurance Policy. Jennifer, you want to talk about that?
Yes. So, the board looked into some Aflac coverage. As you know, many of the municipalities around here offer full medical, dental, optical, retirement, and the list goes on and on. To stay competitive, as we're inviting new employees into the township, we thought we should try to get some kind of coverage. Aflac has got 2 proposals. One is would cover their disability if they were hurt in an accident, if they fell on both their arm, their leg. After the 8th day, Aflac would pay them. And then their life insurance policies are in increments of either $35,000 or $50,000. So disability, option number 1 is the max coverage of their income qualifies for, and $50,000 worth of life insurance policy in the event something would happen to them. That total to the township would be $1,149.93. The second option is with a max of $1,400 a month per associate with disability, and life option number 2 is $35,000 worth of coverage, and that is at a total of $893.52 per month. So these are for all employees, and those are monthly amounts.
So if they go out for COVID, this policy covers them, right?
Yes. Yep. After the 8th day, they get paid straight from there. As you know, the state mandated us in 20 to give all associates 80 hours of COVID. Some utilized all of it, some and plus some, so we ended up paying out of pocket because you don't want associates coming in here with COVID to give it to everybody else and the employees. So this would be a way where the Aflac would be paying them and the township inadvertently would not be.
We'll save money.
Right.
So based on what we spent on COVID pay last year, even if we went with the most expensive one at $1,000 a month, we would be ahead of the game.
Yes.
What's the maximum number of days that it pays for?
It
It starts at the 8th day and then carries.
I think it's
90 days or 60? Or 30?
I don't know that there's a limit, it's just a max per month. Like, the first coverage would be $1,600, that's a, no, is that a monthly or, yeah, that's monthly coverage, is $1,600. And then if we go with the cheaper plan, it's $1,400. That's their max that the employee gets. So I don't think there's a timeline, just depending on what the event, what the disability is. Or the death benefit would either be the 35 or the 50. David, do you have any comparison numbers to what that life insurance
Not
is?
with Aflac. Aflac's kind of their own animal.
Right. Does that,
Typically, DI coverage is 2 years to 5 years.
does the life insurance seem like a reasonable rate? Or,
Yeah, for the group this size?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not crazy at all.
So the disability, 3-month coverage rate. Right there. So it looks like you're covered for 3 months.
3 months, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, typically their benefit packages are very small. They're small numbers and small timelines, so that sounds about right.
Well, I think the value proposition is that, you have employees out, you gotta pay them, and then the insurance will pick up and cover them.
Sure. We don't provide any other short-term or long-term disability coverage.
We do not,
I don't
and we
recall.
also, we don't offer any retirement for our employees either. There's no,
Or life insurance,
so.
in the event something happens.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and make the motion that we move forward with life option 2. Disability and life option 2.
2 or 1?
2?
Okay, and that's the lower one?
It is.
Okay.
I'll support.
All right, it's been motioned and supported to approve disability and life option 2. Any further discussion? So I guess my question is, why the lower rate and not the higher rate? We're looking at $250 a month difference, and we get more life insurance.
They get $200 more a month coverage and $15,000 more life insurance.
I understand that. I'm just.
Okay. No, I'm just asking, just discussion,
Yeah, sure. No, I understand.
And this is something new.
Sure.
Yeah,
Try it for a
run
year.
with
You
it, see how it goes.
Try it for a year and come back, and if it works well for the year, then you can come back and we can look at it again next year.
I don't have a problem with that either. All right, just wanted to,
No, I'm not married to it, but I'm just,
yeah, well, the thing about it, it's an annual policy, and we can always change it
that's
going
correct.
forward, so, yeah, I think that's fair. All right, any other comments,
It's a good story.
any other suggestion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving on to item number 6, employee COVID time off policy. We actually read what we had, it was a little outdated, so Jennifer worked on one for us, so you want to talk about it, Jennifer?
So we'll do one with board approval for the Aflac policy. With the interest of the health and wellness of the employees, the township will implement a new employee COVID time off policy to address employees' illness and/or exposure due to COVID. We will continue to follow the CDC guidelines and instruct our associates to use the quarantine and insulation calculator. Each employee receives 64 hours of sick personal time every year on April 1st. In addition, the township board has approved the Aflac policy for each employee, which will be pay employees on day 1 of any injury and day 8 of any illness. If illness and/or exposure due to COVID causes an employee to require more time off, and then the employee does not have any sick personal time or vacation time left to use, the employee may request additional time through the personnel committee. The personnel committee consists of the township supervisor, clerk, and treasurer. Determination of awarding additional time will be determined solely by the personnel committee on a case-by-case basis and with the best interest of the health and wellness of all employees.
So moved.
Support.
I got one question on it. Is it active at work? So if somebody's off on the first, does it reset?
You mean the Aflac policy?
No,
Let's talk about the day one of the.
so if I'm sick on the 1st of April,
Right,
does it reset?
yes.
Okay, that's like, just wanted to know if it was active at work.
Yes.
You're talking about the day one versus day 8.
8.
Okay, that's fine.
The injury is day 1. COVID they would be paid after day 8.
Right.
Was that your question?
Well, if you were off for, let's say you were sick that day,
Mm-hmm.
does it wait till you come back to work, that's active at work, as opposed to?
You mean if they're off April 1st? Everybody gets the 64 hours every April 1st.
Okay,
It's
so it
automatic.
resets regardless whether you're
In,
sick or not
Yes,
sick.
that is true. Yep.
All right, so you want to do a motion?
I think you had one.
Yes, I think David
Okay.
motioned it and I.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for the employee COVID time off policy. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Next is a quote to clean the township carpets. We've been in here 2.5 years, trying to clean the carpets. We've used Modernistic in the past, they do a pretty good job for us. We've had other quotes and they're like through the roof. So the quote is for $674 to clean the carpets. So I'll entertain a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the quote for $674.16 to clean the carpets. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. Next is item number 8, approval of the right-of-way of tree cutting. I know we just did some recently. We still have plenty of money in our right-of-way fund. The road commission, after these latest rounds of storms, found some stuff on Bennett Lake Road, some stuff on Tipsco Lake Road, and I believe Roan and Denton Hill. And it's a full day's worth of work, so they're requesting that we hire rounds for a full day to go out and take care of those trees before they fall into the road, and for $3,000.
These are dead trees, Mike?
Yeah, they're dead trees with the threat of falling into the road right away.
So we paid for the ones between Germany and Alcoy. They were on the west side of the road, right in front of Cavani's. There were some oak trees taken down there recently. Or was that the road commission that
That
paid
might
for
have
it?
been consumers.
That could have been consumers, and they're also clearing land over there. So I don't know who took those down.
Yeah.
Consumers gave us a list of, do you remember, Terry?
Well, it was probably Ronald. Ronald's took it down, so I don't know if consumers hired them. It normally would be like Nelson's or Aspen or something like that. They have contracts with them.
I'll have to go back and look at
Okay.
my paperwork. That could have been.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
All right.
Support.
Been motion and supported to approve the bid for tree cutting. Any further discussion?
Just as a footnote in the future, because somebody might ask us at some point after the meeting, if you could let us know where they plan on cutting, that would be helpful.
Yeah, well, the Bennett Lake Road is,
No, I'm just saying, that way we can go look back at it. I know
Okay.
what we're
yeah,
doing.
put it on the quote.
Yep, that'd be fine.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. So we got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Next is our annual insurance for the Township Hall. Our insurance quote for the year is $15,820, and our cybersecurity is $4,198.75.
So moved.
It's been motioned and support, or motion
I'll support.
and supported to approve our commercial insurance policy and cybersecurity insurance. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by...
Just to be clear that I don't write it.
No. It's Burnham and
Just
Flowers.
for the public
Burnham and
disclosure,
Flowers
I don't-
specializes, yeah.
Okay, good.
Burnham and Flowers specializes in municipality.
Just want everybody to be
They
clear.
are out of
When I made the
Kalamazoo,
motion-
Michigan.
When I made the motion, it's not me.
Boy, that would be an extreme conflict of interest, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be quiet, would be much.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, motion carries. Item number 10 was the added item to the Historical Society. So the Historical Society is now a 501c3. They've provided documentation to us that they are. As part of some of the things that they want to do to raise money is the old raffles and such. In order to do so, they need a resolution from the local municipality, whether it's township, city, village, or city council, recognizing them as a 501c3. It's that simple.
So resolved.
Support.
It's been resolved and supported to recognize the Tyrone Township Historical Society as a 501c3. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, ma'am. Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
Kurt Schultz,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Herman Ferguson,
Yes.
David Walker,
Yes.
Zach Tucker,
Yes.
Pam Moffler, yes.
All right, so that motion carries. We have no more new business. We don't have any miscellaneous business, public remark. Last call for public remarks. Anybody have any public comments? Yes, sir. Are you Tom Brushaver?
That's perfect.
I just got your note.
I'm Tom Brushaver, I've been called lots of other things, and Brushaver's great.
So I introduced you formally, so you don't have to state your name.
I live on Wingy Ridge, which is a private road off of Heartland Road, north of White Lake. And I have a comment and a question. Probably 6 or 7 years ago, the township paved Heartland Road from White Lake towards the city of Fenton. Probably 3 miles or 3 miles and 4, something like that. There's about a mile that was left that they didn't have the money for at the time.
Right.
And at that time, we were told that the plan would be to come back next year and finish that up. That was what we had understood. It didn't happen, and things like that are okay. So I just kind of been watching every year, and I see your paving program, and I thought, gee, I wonder if they have any extra money they can finish that section up. And of course, they don't. It's a bad road. It needs to be done. And if you've been driven, State Road down there, Harlan Road, we kid in the area there that you can't. You don't need speed limits on White Lake Road because you can't go 25. Right. And so I found out it wasn't for this year, and that's fine. I did stop. At the same time, though, I had seen in the Tri-County the indication of where Fenton, or City Fenton was going to pave, and they were doing State Road to the city limits section. I did stop in though this week and talk to them, and they said that was going to happen this year, except they had to delay that because of the water. There's a sewer system through there, they do that first.
Yeah, they've got some underground utility issues that they got to get resolved first.
So I got to do that first. So this was put off to next year. So I guess my request is, could we look into doing Harlan Road, that last section, the mile that hasn't been done, and next year's budget, and maybe coordinate it with the city of Fenton for the paving, and maybe save some money if we did it combined.
Well, I'm glad you asked the question. So I had the same information that you did. I think it's been 8 years since we've paved it. But anyway, so what had happened is at that time, the county road commission was only matching on the primary pavement, what they call the primary pavement preservation program. So if the township put half the money up, they would repair primary roads, only. Heartland Road was not a primary road, it's a secondary road. That repair was 100% funded by the township, and it was a lot of money. It was a couple $100,000, and it was basically a 12-year fix. Basically, you really had no business paving that originally because they went right over 3 swamps to do it.
Yeah. It was.
So in order to you make that a 20-year road, there would be so much sub-base work that needed to be done, and the cost of doing it, we figured that we could pave that 3 times and still spend less money and get 30, 40 years worth of road out of it than we would to get 20 years worth of road out of it. So that's what we did.
Okay.
And then our comment was like, well, Heartland Road's going to have to wait a long time after that because we just can't put that much money on secondary roads. This year, however, they have a new commissioner over there, and he changed the policy. So now he's matching secondary roads. That's why we're doing Center Road, west of 23, and Runyon Lake Road this year.
Okay.
I found out that the city of Fenton was going to do it. I contacted our road commission, spoke to the engineer. Their engineer contacted their engineer. And once they get ready to do some type of preliminary plan for paving on it, they're going to include the road commission, and they're going to determine who's contractor, who's going to do it. But we're going to try and do it at the same time so it has a cost benefit for both of us, because we know that a huge part of that is mobilization, fuel costs. If they're already out there doing it, why call another crew out? So they're going to try and collaborate and do something for it. So the groundwork's already out there, and we're just waiting to hear when, and then they'll come to us with a proposal, and we'll see if we can.
Potentially for next year, but I mean, that's the way the
You know, if the moon and the stars align, it's not in our court. The ball's in their court.
Okay.
I know that anytime you open up the ground, you start out with this, and it could be this. You don't know, and sometimes it just is that. So I don't want to give you
it's been a while.
An unfulfilled promise, but it's on the radar, and I would say that it's probably going to happen within the 2 to 3 year range for sure.
That's good. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. I appreciate all you folks, by the way.
Yeah.
The time you spend in the township. We got a good township.
Thank you. Yeah, we got good residents too. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Anyone else?
Mike, I got some, if nobody else has. While we're on the subject of roads, we talked before from Heartland Road and White Lake Road going east to Denton Hill. Was that something in the next year or so?
Yeah, that kind of, because of what had happened, that was kind of be part of our plan for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how the frost and everything impacted Runyon Lake Road,
Right.
Road Commission goes, that road's in far better shape. We need to address this.
Okay.
So
I just had a couple
it just got
residents.
prior. So yeah, it's still on our 5-year plan. It's still on our roadmap.
Okay.
We're not going to abandon it. And it's nice that we got this ARPA funding because it's going to help us, do a little bit more each year than we normally would have done. So.
I just had a lot of positive stuff from residents, saying how the roads are getting fixed and nice, so.
I think that's to our horn a little bit here.
Yeah.
We're not even funded to do that. That's not our responsibility, and we're doing a better job of managing our money than the people that are funded to do it. So, I appreciate the partnership with the road commission, not bashing them. Their funds are limited, but it's nice that we're in a position that we can do it, and glad to hear that the residents like it. So, yeah. Any other comments, remarks? Being none, I'll entertain the motion to adjourn. It's been, there you go, it's been motion and supported to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Meeting's adjourned. Hey, Linda.
That was peaceful. Well, because I was behaving. I had to, he was right there.
Let's go with
He
that.
told me, he says you backed out, I'm reporting you to the
Let's stay on the roll, let's go with that.
Yes.
Hey, Terry, did behave. I'm gonna sign this, do we need a copy of it? Make a copy of it?
Because I know you could.
Yeah.
Was this on the paper?
I just-
Oh, that's all I'm wearing.
Can you write a book? I said,
Okay.
it's on relationships. I've been divorced 3 times.
You can have it if you want.
I share with him. Oh my God. And I'm not even telling the latest. He goes, what? My second ex-wife, I came home from work, not working out the back. It was late, I had a flat tire on my car, I had a scratch, so I go get the jack, I look out, there's lights on in the house. I was in the house, went to the bathroom and stuff, and grabbed my work boots, so I walked back out, so the other couple hours moved, the front door somewhere. She's in the house.
Yes.
My son starts me, hey, she left. He goes, you know, there's a dog in your house? I don't have a dog. I said, what? He said, yeah, I thought you were ignoring me. A couple hours later, I go, what the heck's up? He said, yeah, I think your ex-wife said our house. We've been apart for 15 years. So I walk in and I go, the dog's barking at me, trying to bite me. What the hell? What's this dog doing? What are you doing in my house? So the guys are over there in the fight and stuff like this. I sold my house, I moved in with them. You know, she's like, why is that problem? Why are you in my house? Yeah, I said, yeah, far out. I go back there, I'm suicidal right now. Now, wait a minute, if you're suicidal, I read that 80% of people are suicidal, they take 1 or more people with them. I go, so, I go, what the heck? I go, what if I had somebody over here, you know, like I'm having dinner with somebody, you just show up, you didn't call, nothing. Walk right in. She goes, I know it's your birthday and stuff, but you know what? I kind of feel sick to my stomach right now, but you just go do your thing. I got some bills to run up. Just keep the dog away from me. When you got the game out, like, it's my house. And the dog's been right into my eyes.
They could, okay. Yes,
So
they
don't
could,
tell
but
her
they.
if anyone else. Yes, but that, so she's there. Instead, you know what? I'm working.
They get
She teaches at Macomb Community College. English.
Yeah.
So she's got her dog. I'll make you dinner, I'll make it. She just sleeps in the other room.
Yes.
Do your thing. I'm gonna work.
But I think I got everything.
Get out of here by
If not,
Monday.
I
I'm
can
gonna go back again.
I can get
These freaking locks. I can't even lock.
You may meet my
I lock my door just to go in my backyard.
Yeah.
So.
No.
So I'm just giving you the update. She is unwanted and she'll be there.
All right, thanks.
And she's not going for 7 days. Like, oh, I stayed it out. You let me know. I didn't let you. Yeah. You let us know. Yeah. So. All right.
How's it going? Maybe you should get the Deputy of the Year award next year, huh?
No. No, that's not a thing.
Or you offer them a new one.
That means that you're gonna have to do something pretty